That's it?
No, that is not it, because we're still on.
Oh, shit.
All right. This is the first. Actually, we've tried to do a couple of these before.
They're not the same way. A little bit different.
This is the official after show. Here's what
we don't give a fuck.
Happens after our show is we just chit chat a little bit. Like I said, we don't know. Sometimes it's 5 minutes, sometimes it's 60 minutes. But I am usually the most quiet one because I am downloading the podcast, doing some slight edits, and then I'm posting it. Usually by the time I'm done that is when this ends. So anyway, what'd you guys think about Dave Randorf jumping on tonight?
Well, see, last time I didn't get to be on because I was in the middle of the road trip. I had set it up. I set it up for him to join us, and then literally was at a Waffle House and couldn't get Wi-Fi.
That was like the first time I ever smoked weed, bro. My fucking brother's the one that hooked us all up and got all the joints, and then he got called into work in the last minute and couldn't hang out. And we all went and fucking got high without him for the first time. And he was the only one that had smoked weed. And all the rest of us in the group were like, oh, we're going to get high for and like, we got high as fuck because he got like he just got pre-rolls back on the street. Like, we could get single cigarettes at the gas station. You get single joints from your fucking weed guy or whatever. And fucking, we just got a bunch of joints and we didn't know any better. So we all, like, I lived in this little trailer park and I lived on the end of it. And there's this cow pasture right across it. It was just like not even a barbed wire fence, just like a cow fence, which is like a giant version of a chick wire fence. And so we just hopped over it. And then the landlords or the owners of the mobile home community lived in that house. But because it was up against the pasture, it was just like a huge wall, like on a fucking like a compound or whatever. And even their front wall was like a front wall with like a gate because they didn't want all their little serfs and tenants to know what the fucking luxury they lived in. So like we just huddled up along that wall. We each had a joint. There was 4 of us, and we just all smoked a joint to our head for the first time ever. We all got high, and like I had to drive us after that, which that's probably the most dangerous I've ever been behind the wheel up to this day, because I had no idea what the fuck I was doing, and I was driving a giant ass 72 Chrysler Newport Custom, which was one of the longest and heaviest all steel cars ever made in America, and I think on the planet, because I don't think anyone makes it bigger than America. And so that's funny because that's exactly what happened. It's like, oh, I got it for you, then I can't fucking be there.
Well, yeah, I was like, someone messaged me today and said, how were you guys able to get Dave Randolph on? I said, this is actually the second time, but it's the first time for me because literally all I did was pop on and say hi and sorry I got to go last time because I was on the middle to go to New Orleans. And so
it may or may not have insinuated you stopped at a certain strip club establishment somewhere near Gainesville.
Buc-ee's.
I wish there was one in Gainesville.
You'd get a lap dance at that Buc-ee's.
There is
Schoolie get a lap dance at any Buc-ee's.
First of all, Schoolie pulling out the questions like, "Oh, I heard you on the Jim, Tom, and Jenny show."
Right. Jim Bob Cooter, bros.
Just like, what was that?
Well, no, he's good friends with them. Like, he's been on them so many times, and I guess they're from Canada.
So he was or like a radio show.
It's a podcast.
Yeah, kind of is a radio show, but don't ask a radio person if a podcast is a radio show.
Fuck, don't do it.
Not Dave. We'll ask Jay Retcher next Monday night.
Right.
Actually, they were talking about Yellowstone. He was just starting to watch Yellowstone, but he's done their show like 5 different times, but he's known them for years. But something I didn't talk about on the show that the Lightning sent out. This is what they do when they're getting ready to tell you here is next year's fees for you and what your playoff fees.
You're about to get raped.
Yes, they send you an STM email, and it says based on your plan, you saved 27% on tickets by being in a STM. Full and half STMs enjoyed an average of savings of $642 per seat during the 22-23 season on concessions and retail. And then they tell you you've attended 21 wins. So we've had 21 home wins so far. You saw 111 goals this season at home in those 21 and all the games, which these are pretty cool stats that they send you. Goal leader is Braden Point with 21 goals. Assist leader Nikita Kucherov with 37 assists. Points leader Nikita Kucherov 48 points. Time on ice. Who do you think the time on ice leader is?
For the Tampa Bay Lightning,
for home games.
For home games, it's the obvious answer is Hedman, so it's not that because you're asking. So
Sergachev?
it's my guy,
Sergachev.
It's almost like all my predictions about Sergachev being his rise to greatness. It's almost like they're starting to come true.
And then, how many saves Vasi has made in the games at home? 617 saves. 617 saves. So then they send you this little thing here, and then they say, and your new fees are coming out.
Yeah, right. And by the way,
we should have one more where that's just the number 0.
Here's right.
Yeah.
How big your butthole is this season compared to last season.
Well,
so I gotta tell you,
a little looser
here of being on the list to get season tickets, so feel free not to get them. So I'll go and complain
or to just
Sarah's in Denver.
Yeah,
or to just like
he's left
sell them to us every season for like a slight markup.
Are you gonna be at the game, Sarah?
I don't know why else she would be in fucking Denver.
She's going with Kevin to the game. Kevin Callum.
She's not paying to our fans. These are the days of our fans.
So wait. So back to Dave. Always really good. He likes to talk a lot. I forgot that. Like he likes to talk, which is bad with you guys. Good thing I don't like to talk. What else? So he said he might use your code tomorrow. Do you think he's gonna sneak it in?
Fuck yes, he is.
We have to somehow record it if he does.
Dude, I'm gonna record the game.
You are gonna DVR the game?
And yeah. Okay, and then I'll just have to like do the old school fucking ghetto shit and just record it with my phone,
your cell phone,
from my TV.
All right, you're on that.
Although I could, if you taught me some shit, I could always stream it on my computer, and you could teach me how to screen grab. Is that possible, or is that illegal
for the video?
Well, to screen capture
it is illegal.
Okay, well then so what I'm going to do is illegal either way, then, right?
Basically. Right. No matter what, it's gonna with any illegal rebroadcast from the the written consent of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Listen. The only thing is, unless it could be like part of a highlight. Right, because he's not just going to throw it out there. I don't think. I think if he's like, well, isn't that a bunch of flowers? Like, that's going to be on probably something that would be on a highlight package that maybe I could snip from somewhere else.
You can't say anything bad about the refs. Like, I'm pretty sure that's in his job. Although there's commentators that talk.
No.
Valentine's Day. He can slip that in there.
And listen, and there's dude. I've heard both of them say, I don't know if that's a penalty. They could say that. I'm like, oh, I'm not quite sure about that call. Or, well, that's a bit of a gift. Like, they could say that. They can't come out, right, and say, these referees suck, like the shirt. But they can be like, hey, that's a bit of a questionable call. They have to be able to do that because in their fan base, they're not real to the fan base. You know what I mean? Like, you're not really representing us in commentary if you aren't able to call it the refs at least a little bit. And Engblom has straight up said that's not a penalty before. I've heard him.
Sarah, are you still on? I want to tell this Scott story, but it will actually benefit also Sarah if Sarah is still on. So, Sarah, are you still listening?
I mean, fucking call into the green room and be here.
Because this is a funny little thing.
She knows how to do it. Could send her the link.
You got to put the link in there.
No,
Right.
So
Well, you could just message it to her, right? So not everyone has it.
So Scott learned that when you go to opposing fan website arenas, you can go to their guest services and say, "Hey, I'm from Tampa. Your city's been great to us. The arena's been great. By any chance, do you have any free swag that you guys give away to opposing fans? Blah blah blah."
What?
So, like in St. Louis, we got this cool little puck. I mean, it was a real puck, and as St. Louis Blues on the front, and on the back it says
You're giving away real secrets here.
It says first game, and then they put your name on it. So that was pretty cool in St. Louis and stuff like that. So he goes to Dallas and he asks the Dallas people. Now we flew Frontier, which, you know, just like Spirit, you have to pay for your bags. You get the backpack. That's it, for free. So Dallas tells him to come back before the first intermission, and they'll have stuff for him. He comes back like he just hit the team store. He has a Pavelski bobblehead.
What?
He has a hat, a t-shirt, a foam puck, a bracelet, all this Dallas Stars shit that they gave him in a bag. Now, I go and say, "Hey, do you guys have anything for visiting fans?" They got nope. And so we're like, "Fuck you, Scott. Can't believe you, blah, blah, blah." Fast forward to us getting on the plane. That bobblehead made his backpack too big to be considered his personal item, and he had to pay $100. So his free swag costed him $100 for
no one else
bag.
had room in their fucking bag to help a boy out.
Thomas Cooley sure didn't.
That's fucking cold, bro. That's fucking cold.
Like his other buddy Nate that went with us had a duffel bag with him that he's carrying some of Scott's stuff in it, and he's got it wrapped around, and he's sandwiched between me and Scott, and they don't even see his duffel bag. They stop Scott right at the gate and say, "Sir, your bag's too big," and said, "You gotta pay $100."
People call me fucking bougie, but like I don't understand how. Just because I only fly Southwest, people are like, "Oh, you're bougie." I'm like, how the fuck? A, I don't know how Southwest became bougie, and B, there's a reason why I fly Southwest. It's because rates are usually affordable if you know when you're flying. B, I got a fucking travel card for them, so I get points. And C, I can take 2 fucking bags plus a personal item for fucking free. I'm a big dude, and usually I don't travel for short times. I'm usually traveling for 3, 4, 5 days. And I'm a shopper. I like to bring shit back. Like I don't want to have to pay an extra $100.
Well, this was just for the weekend.
Right? Yeah, I know.
We were all just carrying a backpack with us.
And I'm not talking shit, but I just know my luck is Scott, and I that's my luck. My luck is that in the end, I'm gonna end up like. So we went on vacation to California a few years for Nikki's birthday, and I went to San Diego, and I let a friend of mine who was a new travel agent and was, working out a new side gig, a hustle. I'm like, "Hey, I'll support you. We're going to go on vacation anyways. You book it." The only requirement I had was the hotel we stayed in. It was like it wasn't her 40th, but it was like a big deal for her. It was like our 10th anniversary and her birthday coming up, something like that. So I was like, I wanted to stay at the Grant Hotel in San Diego. And the rest of it, I left up to him. He booked us on fucking Frontier. And I'm 6.5 feet tall. We were going for 9 days. So we had to have at least 3 bags between like the 3 of us. Like, because we had dinners planned. We had tours planned. We all, multiple changes of clothes, dress clothes, bullshit, whatever. We had like a long vacation plan. And then we had to pay extra for every bag. It was like $35 for every bag. And then we get there, and we were like put in way back in the plane, and we realized that the seats are tiny. So I had to pay extra to get into a seat that I at least halfway fit in compared to like a regular seat on any other airline. So we had to pay extra to sit in the exit row, and then and that was like $20 per person, and we wanted to sit next to each other, so that was an extra $40 each way, and it was like per flight too, and so it wasn't a nonstop, which Southwest has nonstop flights between here and San Diego. So like it was from here to, and it was into Dallas as well, which I fucking is number 3 most hated airports on my list is Dallas. So yeah, it was just all around things. And after that I was like, I'll never fly continental United States. I will only fly Southwest. If they fly there, I will only fly because I don't fly during the holidays. First of all, I know better than that.
I was going to say, you obviously did not fly in the last.
No, I have. I have. But I've never had a problem with Southwest when I fly over the holidays. But I have when I fly standby. I also learned never fly standby during the holidays. Anyone that tries to fly standby during the holidays is just asking to be marooned in some random fucking airport. I did it once and I learned my lesson. So yeah, I don't know. Frontier is. I get it, but at the same time, my luck, I'm gonna end up having to pay what it would have cost me anyway. It's like maybe like save 20% on what it would cost me to fly Southwest, basically. And again, usually I get to fly nonstop on Southwest.
I wish I had the Southwest jingle to play, but we'll just play this instead.
Are you kidding me?
It's just sponsored by Southwest Airlines, folks. It's clearly not Frontier Airlines.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm, I don't know if we all know where I'm from, but my uncle flew for Southwest way back in the early '80s when they were like still regional. When you had,
they were
Southwest.
Actually just called West back then.
Oh no, they were Southwest because they had Northwest. No, they had Northwest back then. They had Southwest and Northwest, and then they had like.
We have Northwest too. She's Kanye's daughter.
Yeah. Oh.
Nobody had ever named their kids Southwest, though.
No.
I'm surprised no one's named their kid South by Southwest.
Thomas blazes
with some weird
I
like
want to clarify. Thomas
symbolism.
Is not smoking anything but Marlboro Reds.
Marlboro.
No.
Actually, what kind of cigarettes?
Marlboro some things. Yeah, Marlboro Reds.
You do? Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
No cowboy killers.
Yes, yep.
No cowboy killers. That's the very first cigarettes I ever smoked that I didn't steal from my mother or father. Yeah. Did your parents smoke, Thomas?
Yeah, yeah. My mom died of cancer from it. So
my grandfather, well, both of my stepdad, I know his, I don't know my dad's dad died of alcoholic cirrhosis. And then my mom's dad died of lung cancer. And my dad's dad died of emphysema. So, and my dad's dad smoked fucking non-filter Lucky Strikes for about as long as I knew him, up until like he got put on a bottle because they obviously then he couldn't smoke once you go on a oxygen tank or whatever. But yeah, so and it's crazy to me. Like I'm not trying to like
talk shit
about my family, but I mean I still burn, and this still fucking bothers me. But I mean I stopped smoking cigarettes like going on 6 years now. I stopped smoking, and then even then I was a social smoker. I was never like a daily wake up, have my cigarette and coffee, and I was always like whenever I'm out and about and having a little bit of the sauce, then yeah, I'm gonna burn, and I'm socially I'm engaged doing that. But like almost 6 years ago,
there's an active shooter at Michigan State University. For the last hour, they still haven't caught him.
So much stuff happens when we're on this show. Like,
yeah,
the Hamlin thing happened last month. Active shooters usually once a month type of thing on this show.
At least
seems like Welcome to America.
Right. Fucking goddamn.
Hey, what else? So what else did we talk about with Dave for the notes for the podcast? We talked about the two games that he didn't broadcast. Obviously talked about the trade deadline because
he came on right away noticing my Stammer sweater. He loved the Stammer Splitter right away. Slightly disappointed it wasn't from his junior team, but still, right away noticed. And for those of you watching that didn't notice during the show, I did change up the decor and the perspective of the camera here in the stash cave. So
I noticed the Headman son was new.
which, by the way, I was going to talk about on the show before, but we didn't really get to it. That was my Christmas present from Shooter.
Oh,
and it was made. Oh, dude, you want me to take it off? Do you
tell
remember
us
who made
exactly where it's from?
Yeah.
yeah, it's from one of my buddies, Edwards.
Yes.
Jason Edwards.
It's all signed and inscribed in the day he made it. It's really cool.
Yeah,
And it's got his own sticker. I know he does a lot of stuff on a couple of the fan groups.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. He has his wife is a store manager for Walmart, the one in Palm Harbor. And
My wife's direct competition. Cool.
They have 2 autistic children.
Oh,
and
shit.
so he donates those signs all the time to a family of autistic kids. So anytime that he is selling them, I always try to push him because of the fact that he always gives us at least one to donate for auctions all the time. But yeah, if you have an autistic child or even a handicapped child, he gives signs for free to those families.
That's
so
awesome.
He's a really cool guy.
What else did we talk about? We talked a little bit about Brandon Hagel. We did the lightning round. It's so weird that we talked to him for like 45 minutes and I can't even think of one thing we talked about. But
we talked about Sorelli and that line and Hagel, both of them. And we talked about trades and the trade deadline. And
pretty much it.
Yeah. I mean, we spent a decent amount of time on each subject. So,
yeah, that'll work.
So we got Jay next week, and then we got Andrew Miller from Sticks of Fire the week after that, right?
Correct. And we are working on next
Sonia
month.
and
yeah, nothing official yet, but JP Peterson will probably be on. Sonia will probably be on.
Busiest man in Tampa, the voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
We get all the voices in here.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
And then the fellow from Tyler Moss, we're talking to him. He's USF hockey operations, and now he works for the Vinnick Group over there. So he might jump on next month, and we're open for suggestions too. I'm gonna ask Dave if he can get us maybe in touch with his elusive partner.
Yeah,
because he's not on any social media, and because it came up earlier, how'd we get Dave Randorf off? Just asked.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah. I went up to him and said, "Hey, we do a podcast? Can you come on?" And he's like, "Here's my email. Email me." And that's how we got him.
There you go.
And I checked in with him in December, and he's like, "Yeah, hit me up after the new year," and I did, and we came up with this date,
this time and day,
and here we are.
And there it was
on our 150th episode, which is crazy.
I can't. That's crazy shit, dude. Yeah,
I know this shirt. So this shirt was from less than a year ago.
Yeah,
329.22 was 100. So we're at a furious pace of podcasting here.
An insane rate, breakneck speed, some might say.
Yeah,
and it's funny because we just want to do more. We're just trying to figure out ways to create more content. Like that's.
Well, I'm dying to talk about other stuff other than hockey. So
yeah. I mean, I
start on the post game.
I definitely think you and me need to work out a time that's like where people actually watch. Also, they'll tune in. Where you and I can just go back to kind of, sports bar kind of scenario where we just kind of shoot the shit for an hour and see who wants to come on and talk with us, and then go from there. I don't know. That's true. Mike Sneed in the comments says, "Isn't Brian a cigar?" So we do. Hey, I don't know why. There's like, to me, there's a different mysticism. I guess I don't know about Brian because he is like a former player as well. You know.
Well, he's just
like
not, he's not. He has.
I don't feel like he's as approachable to me. Not that he isn't approachable. I'm not, because he's cool. Like we go up and say hi, whatever, and he's cool. But like, especially like, yeah, I don't know. Like
he just
he's
seems
always,
like one of those people that
doesn't
do anything for free. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't
wouldn't
say that. That's what I'm saying though. It's like every time I see him, he's I don't see him just like walking. He does use the secret entrances, I guess. You know what I'm saying? He's not the guy that just walks, and then if he does walk, when he goes from the arena, if he goes from the arena, it's not normally just by himself or whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
I've walked past him by himself one time.
You missed your chance, bro. Where's our elevator pitch? That's the other thing we got to work on, dude.
Like the time I saw
we
Stevie
gotta
and
we gotta be like those door-to-door steak guys I used to work for and have our fucking pitch down cold. We need our 30-second elevator pitch, all of us. So like anytime we find one of those guests or people we want on that's like, oh shit, boom.
I've seen Julian about 75 times, but I always freeze up anytime I'm around him.
It's funny. I was watching the first episode, and I forgot to bring this up a little bit, but I was watching the first episode, first time we had on Dave, and I realized I was very starstruck with him, and I didn't realize I was very fanboyed out with him. Like I even interrupted him and shit. I was like, "Oh, not to know my phone." I'm like, bro, calm. Like we're all, I don't know. Maybe I think we all were a little bit.
Well, like the two times,
and also that was like 100 episodes ago too. Like
the two times I tried to get selfies with JBB, like literally, I'm like, "Can we take a selfie?" And both times he's like, "Oh no, we're not taking a selfie. We're gonna do this right." And he grabs someone to come and take this photo for us. Like he doesn't. He's like, "No, I want you to have a full picture. Don't be doing a selfie." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, whatever you say, sir." Right?
I just in my pants.
I'm like, whatever you want. Like, okay.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we are still fans, right?
Yeah.
Like even to the media, we're fans. We're like the outside looking in, and that's what I still love about us. And I don't know. I know we're kind of struggling this season. We feel like we're not really growing, but I feel like staying steady is growing, and that we always thrive in the playoffs. And I think we're gonna have another deep run, and we'll go from there. We keep getting these dynamite guests like this. I feel like we can't not just grow a little bit more, especially going to the playoffs and then going into next season. So what?
I hate Scott. So I've been doing DoorDashing, and today
did he just put an order in on your DoorDash?
No, so today somebody ordered this huge $50 box worth of crumble cookies. Okay. They put in the wrong. They put in the wrong address.
Stupid. I hope you ate them all.
I delivered it to the address, and I'm going to leave the house, and the guy comes running out and goes, "This ain't for us." And so
what?
I called DoorDash, and I'm like, so they ran out and said, "This isn't this Stephanie's house," and they said, "Well, that's the address they gave. If the customer at that house doesn't want them, they're yours." So
you ate them all.
I've eaten 3. So I had sent it to the group chat that we had from Dallas.
Great restraint.
And Scott said, "How?" And so I explained it. He said, "I bet this story would have gone different if it was steamed cauliflower."
I mean, that's funny, but who the fuck orders steamed cauliflower? Come on, Scott. Like, come on, be better than that. Like,
listen, so Dallas, we decided to walk to a bar, and he found this bar online that said that they had a mechanical bull. So we're like, okay, let's go to it. So 0.8 of a mile, it said it was 20 minutes. Well, we have Serena, who has some of the shortest legs, and she's in cowboy boots. So this 20-minute turns into like a 40-minute walk. So we finally get there, and it's built like the outside is kind of like Parks and Rec, where they have the fake grass outside, and they have the adult Connect Four and stuff like that. Well, they have this big old bulldog there too that greets you at the top of the steps. So we're like, oh, cute puppy, blah, blah, blah. We walk into the bar, the owner / bartender, one of them, he is in the dirtiest sweatshirt with stains all over it. So we're ordering our drinks from him. There's my friend Nicole and her sister Erica are ordering from the other bartender who's right next to him. And she goes, I want a something drink. And then my sister wants a Diet Coke. So she leans over to the owner and goes, do we have Diet Coke? And he's like, yeah. So then she goes, okay, we have Diet Coke. So they go, okay, that's what I want. So then she leans back over. What do I hit on the gun for the Diet Coke? And he's like, the button that says Diet.
Diet Coke.
and then I start laughing. She's laughing. She's like, I've only been here a week. Well, then you should know what's on the fucking gun. Obviously, you've never been a bartender before. If you do not know.
You can't fucking read.
Right.
So, you fucking read?
So, like, okay, whatever. So then Scott leaves his tab open. I say to leave mine open, but he accidentally closes it. Well, this motherfucker is auto-gratuiting us. When he hands me my receipt, I see there's an autograt on it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So I'm like, okay, whatever. I come outside and I start telling them, hey, just so you know, he's autogratting us. So we go to play Connect 4, me and Scott do, and here's the bulldog taking a shit all on their carpet out there.
It was a real bulldog?
Yes, it's their bulldog. It's the owner's bulldog.
I thought it was like a fucking statue.
No. So literally he is taking a shit over there. Then we look by the Connect 4 and there's another pile of dog shit there. Then we look at the rules of this bar that says on the outside patio.
Play around the shit. Does it say play around the shit?
Yeah, no. It says you are not allowed to wear sports attire. Now we're all in Tampa Bay Lightning gear, all of us. So we're like, and his dirty ass sweatshirt says NFL on it. So we're like, you know what? Let's just cash out and we'll go somewhere else. So we ended up going to another bar that was 250 feet away. Real nice. They were great. The one of the managers, he's there in a Dallas Stars shirt, and we're at this big long table and we're just having drinks, and some of us ordered food, and we have a TV above us, and he's like, hey, do you mind if I turn this to the Mavericks game? And I said, no, but do you think there's a replay of the Stars Lightning game? I said, I want to know how it ends. And he just busts out and he starts laughing. He's like, oh, good jokes. And so we're all laughing, we're playing around, and then we go, he ends up giving Scott and his buddy Nate free shots. He made one blue for the Lightning, one green for the Stars. And they do free shots.
Scott's not getting shit for everybody. Once again, Scott not getting shit for the entire class.
Listen, Scott is the cheapest motherfucker you will ever meet in your life.
I don't know why you take him anywhere.
Because he's fun. He's fun. He's a cheap motherfucker, but he's fun as hell. So then the bartender ends up saying something to us, and I walk over. Adrian had his Stanley Cup ring on from when we beat the Stars. And so I go, Adrian, let me see your ring. And I take it to the bartender. I said, oh, when was the last time you've seen one of these? He's like, not since 1999. I said, oh, this was ours against the Stars. And he's like, let me look at it. And so we let him look at it. And he's like, it's okay, because that cost me a lot of money, since it saved me a lot of money because we were in the bubble. But they were really cool.
It cost me a lot of money because we were in the bubble.
When Adrian was wearing at the game, he was in the team store, and someone said, let me see your ring. And he goes, oh, you don't want to look at this ring. You don't want to look at this. And then someone goes, no, you don't want to look at that ring. And she goes, why? And they go, because that was the one that won against us. And they're like, oh no, I don't want to look at that ring. So it was a fun time there. The Airbnb we had was huge.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Downtown?
Yeah. Huh?
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah, including the donut prices. I went and got a dozen donuts and it cost me $61.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Tell me about it. I woke up the one morning. I was like, I'm gonna go get it all donuts.
I got Dunkin' Donuts in fucking Dallas.
I wanted to go to Salty Donuts for them, and
that makes sense.
I was salty afterwards.
That's
let me
on
tell
fucking
you.
brand. That's on brand for you.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh, because we found a real nice donut place in Nashville, and it was like $20 for a dozen. So I'm thinking, okay. So I grab an Uber because it didn't go above, I think, 45 degrees while we were there in Dallas. And so I grab an Uber to the place, and the donuts look nice. Here's the donuts.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, okay, now we get it. I mean, sure.
But
those look great.
It was $61 it was $56, and then a suggested tip was $20. And I went, no, I'll give you a $5 suggested tip. So it ended up 61.
Are you supposed to tip on just everything now? I feel like everything I buy, they're asking.
I know.
It's like, well, you just kind of like.
Well, listen, man. No one wants to fucking pay anybody anymore, right?
Well,
now,
and that's
like,
that's actually how a place can pay you less.
Exactly. They force you to be like, oh, just by your wage. Dude, it's all about dodging taxes, man.
Because technically, by law, if you make enough tips to make minimum wage, they don't have to pay you anything higher.
Right, and they don't have to put you on employee payroll tax. They don't have to put you on health care. There's so much shit that you have to pay as a fucking business owner. But anyways, you know, what do I know? I've only owned a couple, and I'm in the process of starting. I don't know how many, like 3 right now. Which, man, our Super Bowl party was a huge success. Thanks for being there, Shooter. I thought.
Yeah,
our egg rolls were really fucking good. So
I'm still
excited about that.
Egg rolls.
Dude, we ate so many. We ate so many.
We got in. So our flight, it was real windy here when we flew back in Sunday morning. Like literally our plane was doing this all the way till we hit the ground. And then even when we were at the thing, it was still shaking back and forth.
Yeah.
So we get out and I drive Scott and his buddy Nate back to Scott's house, and because we flew into Orlando, and I dropped them off in Spring Hill, and I came home and I kept dozing in and out on the couch and while I was watching the Super Bowl. I was so exhausted because we did not sleep much in Dallas.
Yeah, it's a long week for me. I went to the motocross on Saturday. That was fucking cool. I didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't realize that people showed out in Tampa that much for motocross, but it was pretty much sold out.
Pinellas Park was empty, I'm sure.
Well, my brother-in-law is from out there in Denver, and he is really into it. And Eli Tomac is from Cortez, which is really close. And so like he's kind of like a hometown guy. And like I grew up in New Mexico, and motocross is a big deal. Like anything off-roads, like two wheels or 4 wheels, if it was like jumping it or crawling it, we were doing it. So I know a bunch of guys that were like pros that grew up. I know like a couple of professional rock crawlers that I went to high school with right now. Still they're drivers. So like it's a big deal out there out in the Rocky Mountains for us. So I like had seen other shit, like just like we grew up on dirt tracks and stuff like that. So like we saw motocross the same way. I'd never seen like the AMA Monster Supercross, and it was fucking cool, man. We had seats in the 200s right next to the pirate ship in that corner.
Mm-hmm.
The last row right next to the pirate ship, and it was like the perfect view. Like we could feel the pyro when it went off. Like it was really cool, man. And like I said, growing up and knowing racing in general, being kind of into it anyways. And for my brother-in-law's birthday, we had a really good time.
Fucking after the game in Dallas, they had Globetrotters that night. So literally,
I would have gone, bro.
The
Straight
game
up.
is ending.
I would have done it.
They're ripping down the nets. Right after the game, I mean, they're
in the
they're
same
happy.
arena. I mean,
yeah, they're happy the game didn't get in overtime. Like they were like, "Thank you, Tampa, for scoring in that last minute because we did not want no overtime." They're ripping down the nets, like probably in our group photo. But yeah, the only player that was seen out and about was Maroon. He was at 2 different bars, and his agent was with him.
Oh.
His agent and 2 other guys was with him. But then right at 5 o'clock, he took off, which I'm sure there was some kind of team dinner somewhere.
You know, that's something that we kind of like. I think Randorf was trying to touch on, and then we kind of got off on a tangent, and then we asked another question. But it was kind of talking about Maroon.
Days are numbered.
Yeah, I think this is his farewell tour in the NHL.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to go anywhere else. I think he wants to retire here. I don't think he wants to.
Well, I think it'll be St. Louis or here. I think
he'll have a house both places. He'll have both places. I think he'll have a place here and there. Honestly, I really do. I don't think because a lot of the other boys are going to retire here. You know what I mean? Like they're those guys have already said they'll probably have houses in their hometowns for sure for like the summer and shit like that when it's not bullshit cold or whatever, and they can go see their family and not have to pay and stay in a hotel, whatever. They can have their fucking second or third houses. But these guys are going to stick around here, man. And, you know, I feel like it's a farewell tour for Patty this year. And he's going to be looking at, you know, where he's going to retire. So.
Well, I don't know if he's going to probably do some broadcasting. It sounds like.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's any coincidence that he was on that all-star broadcast, all-star game broadcast. So.
Yeah, and to be honest, there were a couple awkward moments on it. I don't know if you guys caught it.
I think pretty much PK Subban was involved in all of them.
Well, no, there was a couple with Pat.
Yeah, no.
He was just kind of on his own.
Yeah, but that's because that
wasn't really sure what to say. But I mean,
broadcast is
kind of his first time doing something like that, so you gotta.
I fucking can't stand Scott. He taped me again singing, and just sent me the video. I was like, I can't stand you. Shooter played that post on the show tonight. He said, I had to wait until you paid me for the game ticket before I showed you. And this time I was singing God Bless the Broken Road. I hate him.
Hey, so Ruth the Truth had posted that she's gonna have a show on Cox. That's part of 102.5. Is that right? Yeah, 102.5. The Strike. And I sent her a message, congratulations and stuff, and kind of threw it out there that, you know, we could talk some hockey, knowing that she kind of sparingly covers the NHL. She's really kind of a basketball, football person. So she responded during the show asking if we can actually come on, I guess, her first show on Sunday. So might be on the radio waves on Sunday, if not this Sunday, coming up here. Keep you guys posted.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
The Moment of Truth with Ruth.
Is that what it's going to be called?
That's what it looks like.
So quick on the keyboards, go there.
Yeah. Like I said, not a huge hockey person. Although she's been in the locker room for interviews, it looks like recently. So I don't think it's definitely not her number 1 or 2 sport. So
last time she's put anything about, she did one game. She's only tweeted about like one game. That was the Colorado game.
Yeah, it looks like she's got some sort of media pass not every game, but every once in a while.
Yeah, I was told I could apply for one, but then I can't like do half the stuff that I do, and I don't want to do that.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna ask questions to Coop and
right?
Be the new listen. Next time we have W on, we have to really talk about his relationship with Coop, right? Because if Coop chirps anybody, it's fucking double E.
Okay.
Right? Did you guys watch this post-game interviews? He's like, dude, are you gonna let anybody else ask any questions? Are you the only one here? Are the only one like, right? It's hilarious, dude. He fucking chirps double E all the time. Like, at least like if the first 3 questions, one of them isn't double E, he's just started looking and was like, what you come on. I know you got something.
Well, I don't think he gets along with Chris Kern.
Chris Kern?
Yeah. I don't think that he took his job from him. He wanted that job, and Chris Kern got it.
Yeah, I don't know what that has to do with
everybody
Coop,
wanted that job. So
yeah, I don't know what that has to do with Coop and.
No, I'm just saying when you say he doesn't let other people talk because he wants to get them in there.
Mm. Yeah, well, I don't know.
Which, by the way, Stash? You had to open an invite to write an article for.
No, dude, listen. Okay, I'll be honest with you. My problem when it comes to all that is that, like, I'm not a good self-editor. Like, I need an editor. I need somebody that's like, yo, write about this, and then I'll fucking write. Because for me, I'll sit down and I'll start an idea for this article, and then I'm like, oh shit, okay, and then I'll have, like, before I know it, I've got like 6 different things that I'm like, oh, I should write about this, I should write about that, and then I don't know what the fuck to write about, and by that point, then I've moved on to like one of the 8,000 other fucking things that is the list of my life that I'm trying to fucking check off. That seems to be my existence. It just seems to be an endless fucking checklist that I never seem to be able to get done.
Good to be a Lightning insider.
No, all I know, I'm not fucking focused enough. Really, is what it comes down to. I mean, like, hey, what should I like? That's what I really need to do is leave it to the fan base and be like, all right, what's the burning thing you want to have a conversation about? And then I'll write an article and then let you guys all comment about it and fucking go at it in the comment section, right? Like, because I just have a hard time narrowing down what I honestly like. I feel like there's 4 or 5 storylines I easily could do a full regular, and I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody, but I mean an actual fucking article, not like, oh, like a paragraph of a take and then like, oh, a recap, and like, I don't know, a lot of the shit that I'm seeing is super. Eric Erlinson obviously still writes great actual news articles, and then, you know, stuff that's on The Athletic and a couple other places, but there are very few. Ed Encina, we talked about it, or I have before, he's still doing a decent job for the one remaining local publication, but I don't know, a lot of these other fan-based places, they don't really write actual articles. It's very disjointed and hard to read. And so, like I said, if we could get someone that would, like, we'll put a top, or we do it live on the show, I'll be like, okay, what's the topic for this week? You know what I mean? And pull something out of the hat, or do like a wheel or a hashtag or something like you do, then I think I'd be able to do it. But if it's something on my own, trying to figure out what I need to fucking write about, I'm probably just gonna drive myself like a dog chasing his tail and then be fucking distracted by a squirrel eventually.
Oh, don't talk about squirrel. So the squirrels in Dallas are bigger than the ones here in Florida. Listen,
they have fucking segue.
They have brown bellies and stuff. So we get to the Airbnb and we go out back and we're looking at this Airbnb, and I was like, look at that big old fat squirrel. Right then a hawk comes down from a tree and goes to pick up the squirrel, and the squirrel fights for its life and gets dropped by the hawk and goes and hides behind a shed. And the hawk goes and sits on a tree and is just sitting there watching. And then finally Scott goes over there and looks over by the shed, and there's a squirrel hidden behind the thing, like frightened to death. And the hawk sits there for about 20 minutes and then leaves. Sorry.
That's crazy.
Well, I guess it wasn't a fox squirrel.
No.
That's what I was thinking at first. Have you ever seen those? I've only seen them on golf courses in Florida.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen them.
They're bold.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, for people that don't know this, like the women in my family, squirrels are rodents. They're a bushy tail away from being a rat.
Yeah.
I don't understand why squirrels get so much love because they have a bushy tail, and that's pretty much it.
Bro, they're like a bushy tail away from being prairie dogs, where I come from. And prairie dogs are target practice. Like, that's how all of us young kids learn how to shoot. It was like fucking whack-a-mole, but with a fucking 22. Straight up. That was what it was, man. We go find a prairie dog colony. They were a nuisance. Worse than gophers, because their colonies are so extensive and so vast, and they would just become like completely dangerous to horses, cars. Oh my god. Who's watching shit in the background?
It's me watching video of the shooting.
Oh,
jeez.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's how Thomas falls asleep at night.
It's 7 wounded.
That reminds me of, so if you go down to like where the sugar canes are in South Florida, which if you ever drive across the state and don't take Alligator Alley, like take 27 and some of these other roads, you get surrounded by these huge sugarcane fields.
It's crazy.
There's this little town in one of them, and I only know this because there was like a documentary about it, but this little town in the middle of nowhere, and like they've got so many people that went to that school and went on to play college football and went on to the NFL. Like, it's one of these cities where it's like ridiculous number of NFL players have come from. And the reason why they say it's true is because they hire these kids when they're young to chase like rabbits and little animals and catch them and get rid of them out of the sugarcane field. So they think like because of that, like it trains these guys to just be like fast and agile, and they can switch directions very quickly. I'll look up the name of the town, but it's a true story. I saw this documentary years ago on it.
That's crazy.
Yes, those sugarcane fields. Have you ever been through those? You smell the sugar in the air. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've done that, and then also in Louisiana. You asshole! I'm so hungry and have to pee as well. There's a route that you take going through Louisiana that you go through sugarcane fields, but it's not as like intense or long as when you go through Florida Lake. I don't think people realize how much sugarcane is in the state and how much it's impacted our ecology. Muck City.
That's the documentary. Muck City, Belglade and Pahokee.
Right. I gotta go.
Those two, population less than 30,000, and they've got like Fred Taylor, Anquan Bolden, Santonio Holmes, like good players. 60 since 1980, which is insane. And you can see a 27,000 medium income. It's a poor town. Like people just work on those sugar cane fields, and they chase these rabbits, and they feel like that's what does it. Makes these kids fast and agile. It's crazy. Hey, we were going to talk about what happened at the end of last show, and I'm going to get out of here. Podcast is up, by the way. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Sneed. I know you're one of the only 4 people here. So make sure you subscribe and phantom listen. We don't care if you actually listen. We believe it or not, we average triple digits in the podcast listens.
So it must have been after I signed off to go to the airport last week.
That what?
When you said we wanted to talk about what happened at the end of the show.
Oh yeah, like right after you left. We didn't stay on for very long, but we noticed all of a sudden there's a couple more people in the chat and they're talking, and like I noticed real quick that they had no idea what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, well, let's end the show because these people, I don't know where they came from or where they found us from, but they started to say like there's a funny post about like Stash, can you tell us about the untrue accusations that have been made against you? And I was like, uh-oh. This might be true. We better shut this thing off. So I shut it off, and the first thing we say is like, who are all those people? So I go back and I look, and I'm like, all right, well, who's this person? So I go search, and I find a YouTube page that's live, and I go on there, and at first I couldn't even tell like what I was watching. It was somebody broadcasting live on one side, and they were like, they had a guitar, but they weren't playing it. And then in the corner, like up here, was this guy and this really beautiful girl, like who I think is his girlfriend. And then they had their chat on the screen too, so you could see the whole chat. So I'm like trying to figure it out as we're on the after show before we broadcasted it like we are here. And I'm like, what are these people doing? And I figure out that, all right, it's the guy and the girl that are in the corner, and they're just going to random people's live pages. Like whoever's broadcasting live, they're jumping on and trying to comment to see if they can throw them off. By the way, us unfazed. We just ended our show. We were about to end anyway, but we kind of. I was saying like I kind of figured something was up, so I was like, all right, let's just end this and figure out what these people.
We should look them up right now, but we should like screen share them and see if they know.
I told them, Scott.
No, I was just in the bathroom. I was saying that I had to go like take a bathroom break and fucking. Hey, by the way, Thomas, I have delicious treats too. All right, maybe a complete package, but this is how yours usually come, and mine are free. My neighbor came over and gave me a whole pallet of mini cinnamon sugar donuts, which just happened to be my fucking favorite. And my son hadn't ever had them yet. He'd only had like powdered or chocolate, and I just blew his mind as well. But it's going to be a race to who eats them first, and I know who's going to win.
I remember I left last week because of the airport. Right. So I didn't know what the hell you guys were talking about.
Yeah, this is they're not live right now. This is their page, Yuri. So this guy's like a skater.
Yeah.
And he does this show with, I believe this gorgeous woman is his girlfriend.
Man, no, I don't believe that at all.
I don't believe that.
I don't think they're no.
Anyway,
he seems really. Anyways, whatever.
At first, I said, "Stash, you're fired. We're gonna get her on the show." I don't care if she doesn't know anything about hockey. You're fired. And then that's it. I don't know if they do that all the time. They seem to have these tent talks where they smoke weed and they have a green screen set up. But I don't know. It was just kind of a funny thing that happened at the end of last show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys said that, and I was like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah,
I was ready to engage them. It's too bad. Like, I wish they would have found us sooner, because it literally was like at like an hour and like 20 minutes or some shit like that. We were like wrapping it up, and I was like, oh, I'm like, oh, they're bullshitting with us, and I was like, uh-oh. I kind of figured out what we were doing by like the 6th or 7th comment, because then it was like you could tell they were like chatting elsewhere. You know what I mean? Because they all kind of come. You know, it was, but I was like, all right. And then Shooter found him up. I was like, oh shit, we decided to watch. Like, this is pretty fucking interesting. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that for an after show. We'll try to go like troll like a Colorado Avalanche live broadcast or something like that. I don't know. It's actually kind of tough to find live. The only one I'm seeing is about that shooting that's happening, I guess. Is that still happening right now?
They just released his picture. He's gotten away, so they just released his picture.
God damn it.
I also got a message after last week's
Is he
show.
white? Is he white?
No.
Well, it's a miracle that it wasn't a white guy that got away.
Anyway, I also got a message after last show from the Zap Hockey, who's a Lightning fan.
I saw that.
She's doing, I guess, some live broadcasts and seems like more of a TikTok kind of thing going on with the games. Here, I got the thing pulled up. I might as well play it. So she was asking about jumping on her thing that she's got going on, and I said, yeah, I've been talking about doing some live streams during games, which is kind of what she was asking about. I said, sure, hit me up. As long as I'm sitting here watching a game, might as well.
You're gonna be a TikToker? You want to TikTok it?
Zap. Well, is there
TikTok and lock it.
she does it on YouTube too? Yeah,
TikTok
so
and
it's
lock it.
live play-by-play, which we want to do more of anyway. So maybe we'll jump on hers.
Yeah.
The internets were reaching out. The last couple shows, actually. That's how we got that guy Ari on to jump on. But I guess that's how
he was talking about doing a Discord channel.
Yeah.
So
kids love their Discords.
Yeah, I'm still I don't know, oblivious. We tried during the Rays, in 2018, right? Or yeah, right?
What?
No. When we did our it was 2020, right? When we did our Rays post game show, remember?
Yep.
And they tried to get us on their Discord, and I was just completely fucking lost. No, the Evan guy, like his.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a big Discorder.
Oh.
What was the one that you had that code for, and it ended up being nothing?
Clubhouse.
Oh, that's what it was.
I think it's still out there.
I don't ever see anybody talking about that thing.
Well, it's weird because nobody wants to go on video, and then we find the Clubhouse, and nobody wants to go on Clubhouse. The reason why I started the group for Shooter and Stash for We the Thunder is because we can do some live chats during games, which finally actually did on Saturday.
Yeah, but I don't really get notifications from that, and then I don't really know how to do it on my phone.
I just got a notification. A new podcast has been posted of We the Thunder. Oh.
Yep. It is. And that's my time to go then.
It's really weird.
No.
I've had a rental car for like the last week because my car's been in the shop. So I've been hooking my phone up to the rental cars thing, and all of a sudden on the screen comes up We the Thunder because it has my different podcast in there. I was like, oh. And so
I thought you were going to say I've had to rent a car, so I've been hooking.
No.
Not there.
So you guys.
Oh, good. There's more. Thank God there's more to that.
So the podcast number should be going up because I've been listening to them.
All right. Should we wrap this puppy up?
Yeah.
We've been on the post
for
an hour?
Hour and 5 minutes.
All right.
No,
well,
my dinner is now 2 packets of mini cinnamon donuts and a glass of milk. So
Mine is Diet Coke and crumble cookies.
yeah.
You realize that we don't do the show till 9 o'clock. That should give you guys plenty of time to eat dinner.
Yeah, it should in theory. Mm-hmm. It should.
Oh my gosh. I just saw there was a little note on this, and it says, so sorry, Stephanie, that you didn't get your cookies. It says Avi and Asher, enjoy your favorite mommy's boss. And Stephanie, hopefully this eases the validation pains. That was on the box of the cookies.
Oh shit.
They've eased my pain. I just now seen this for the first time. It's got a little sticker on it, a message from them. And this is how apparently the people that were at the house realized it wasn't that.
Oh, actually, I wanted to show this real quick.
See? So I took it from her kids. Thanks.
Oh my god.
So I'm gonna see if I can look up this lady on Facebook and see if she's going.
Oh.
Someone took my box of cookies.
Oh my god.
Oopsie.
So, check this out because this is new. If you have time tomorrow, you can go to any episode, but if you want to grab some parts from this show, it's actually built in here now.
Really?
So if you hit trim, I would do the shorts and reels because then I can just add the text to it. And then you just use these sliders. It only does, it looks like a minute, I want to say.
Oh, so, I'm looking at this girl. She doesn't need cookies.
So yeah, if anyone
found her already, you fucking creeper.
She don't need cookies.
Wait, you said she doesn't need cookies or she doesn't eat cookies?
She doesn't need cookies.
Oh. I mean, I don't need fucking many donuts. What the fuck does that mean?
I'm gonna go have some carrots.
Oh, those little kids though would look like they need them. Oh, no, like crap. Now should I message her and say, "Listen, there's 4 missing from this stuff. The other 8." Or maybe there's 6 missing by the time she reads the message. It was a half
a dozen cookies from this person. But we only had the 1 dozen box available.
Right. And here's the little note from your boss. Enjoy.
Don't worry about the extra glaze where it looks like there may have been cookies before. That was just a misprint on the box.
I think the workers ate them. I don't know. Oopsie. Listen, I got a free pizza out of doing this before too. Half dozen and a dozen boxes, exactly, Mike.
Dinner champions, 12 mini donuts in the cup of milk. Dinner of fucking fat champions, Mike.
Fucking, I can't believe Scott taping these things. He's such an asshole.
That's amazing.
And he had been to Dallas twice. This was his 3rd time there. But and the one girl, Nicole, she had been there a couple times. There's this autistic kid that is there. Well, he's an adult.
Yeah. I've seen him on social media.
He stands up and waves his jacket around during every song, and then his dad yanks him back in his seat to get him when the songs are over with. Yes, and yanks him down. They still have the little paddles that say "puck and play." Please don't go to your seat.
Oh fuck, man! See, there you go.
Let's
there you
make
go.
the stash his own paddle to bring.
I
To
need
We'll use it. What are you talking about?
dude, for more than one thing. Come on.
Yes, but
We gotta
they
keep-
didn't enforce it because there was people still going to their seats.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Listen, we don't need to come up with more ways for me to possibly get kicked out of Amelie for life. All right. There's already enough procedures in place that I have to fucking skirt around and always be on my toes when I'm there for any game.
I haven't seen your picture posted anywhere yet. So
Yeah, no.
At one
so
time-
far, so good.
at one time, Shooter said we should make them up and pretend that they were there.
put them throughout the stadium.
Fucked up.
This guy
We
is
should
not
do
allowed
that.
in the
We
building.
should just
If
do that
Steve,
as
please call
an ad.
security.
Please
Oh.
report him.
We should just do that as an ad for the show. Have you seen this stash?
Right? That'd be funny.
By the way, we do have to do this, like go to live pages because there is some weird shit being broadcasted right now.
I'm telling you. It's a thing that we could probably fucking piggyback off of that guy and then like have some weird competition with him.
There's plenty of sports stuff. I mean, you can watch the moon with 19 other people. There's more people just sitting there staring at the moon than are
watching our show. Yeah, but how long has that person been broadcasting live moon telescope shots?
Look, Jacob Chikrin
Not this-
scratched once again by Arizona. 69 people watching that.
Well, yeah, this is the after show for. Is this like a real? No, this looks more like.
Yeah, this looks like a legit.
Post game show. Is this like the official?
Who's watching? How many are watching?
They're in Lazy Boys.
Yeah, but they're all in the same studio. You could be you guys could be sitting here on my leather-bound fucking furniture, but no, y'all motherfuckers can't make the drive on a regular basis.
I ain't gonna be on your casting couch.
Or whatever. There's a fucking chair that no one ever uses.
Yeah,
I saw a tweet today. 20 years from now, Chikrin is still being held out to be traded as his jersey's being raised to the rafters.
Barry Sanders is his new fucking agent. He's gonna retire before he gets traded.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually an interesting site, Phoenix. It's just like a fan site with a bunch of podcasts.
Hey, that's leather conditioner.
Listen, that's fucking high quality Cindy Crawford furniture back there for rooms to go, motherfuckers. That's right. Name dropping.
All right. I think we've hit a dead end.
Yeah, me too. I'm really hungry.
11:30 on Sunday. I think at least one of us will be on 102.5 The Bone.
Yeah. I don't
Details.
have anything going on this weekend.
At the same time, I'm sure they have that technology, the radio station, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
All right. Well,
And I have it on my phone that I could just merge our calls if we had called each other at the same time. So
yeah, but these radio stations, they use this old technology.
that's right.
Analog.
Old timey analog technology.
They actually take a wire and they have to put it
Like pulling it from one to the other.
They need a 3-way, 4-way kind of splitter.
That's me. Who are you calling for? Please hold.
All right. I'm out of here.
Me too. I'm fucking hungry. Yeah, I will not. I promise myself in front of 3 people plus you, I will not have carrot cake for the rest of my dinner. It's in there and it's calling my name, but I will not. I will not do it. I won't do it.
Don't do it.
I might do it.
All right. Jay Retcher next week.
Jay Rich.
Big
The
show.
best shoes in the game.
151 with Jay Retcher.
Insane.
Holy
151.
fuck.
I know, Thomas. I know.
No, look what Talk is making the Canucks do now.
Wow.
Why?
It says wants Canucks players to reach another level of fitness.
Of hate towards their coach.
Yeah.
Wow. After doing Bruce the way they fucking did, and then fucking kicking their best player out instead of figuring out a way to sign him and Miller instead of just Miller. Now they do. Wow.
Their goalie's towards the top there crawling.
How to burn your team down to the ground 101 by the Vancouver Canucks. Right? Like, what the fuck, dude? Blue line to blue line? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking... Dude, no. Nope. Sorry, I'm not a prima donna. But this isn't the fucking military, man. Right? This is fucking professional sports. If you want me to get fit...
People are saying this is an old video that they're using.
Oh, okay.
This is from 2020 with Travis Green.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, that'd be tough
That's
call for a
fucking
coach to
bullshit.
come in here and be
I
like, "Hey, get on your fucking toes and start."
Yeah,
start calling.
especially after what they did to Boudreaux. Yeah, you can't come in and start doing that shit.
I'm glad he finally signed the contract to be on NHL Network.
Hell yeah. So, all right. Yeah, I need to go have some fucking real food.
All right.
And by that, I mean probably Totino's.
Which is better to cruise out of, Port Canaveral or Tampa?
Port Canaveral.
Port Canaveral. They have way bigger ships, so you can cruise. You could cruise off of any ship out of Port Canaveral. You can only cruise off of smaller ships out of Tampa, and they're usually older. They stopped making small ships a long time ago.
Well, they're smaller because they have to fit under the Sunshine Skyway.
Yes.
The ones that go out of there barely fit under it.
Yeah.
There's like a foot clearance on the ship that we were on back. Shoot, that was a while ago. 10 years.
That's
ago.
how the girls leave stashes casting couch.
We need to just do a series of videos on that couch.
Jesus Christ, you guys.
How long you
I
been?
am married with a child. You guys realize that, right?
Well, I like how Randolph said your bachelor pad.
I know. I was like, yeah, well.
Yeah, by the way, Ritz Carlton, like this team's not saving any money apparently on the road.
Yeah, right. Dude. Well, I mean,
The Fairfield Inn was booked.
Well,
right?
think about it. Most teams,
Marriott Suites.
most teams that come here stay at that new Marriott.
Oh yeah, the
JW.
The JW.
That's just as nice. Yeah. Do you think? And I guess we should probably ask like one of the people that we have on the show a legitimate question like this.
Right.
Do they still like pair up?
No, veterans are guaranteed their own room.
What's that mean? Like once
I
you
think
get
it's
that
more than 5
contract?
years. I think a part of the CBA, if it's more than 5 years, I think they get their own room.
5 years. Yeah, I imagine once you hit 30, you're like, I'm not fucking sleeping with this rookie or whatever it is.
I don't know.
Although Pat Maroon probably still does.
Pat's probably got pajama parties.
He tucks everybody in.
Right. Patty's pajama parties, bro. And with the fucking him and McGoshen going room by room, tucking everyone in.
The collective bargaining agreement rules that only players on 3-year entry level contracts have roommates. After that, every player gets his own room on the road.
There you go. Thomas Scully with the quickness. All right. Fucking, it's just us and Mike Sneed. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Shoney's buffet is sold out. I love me some Shoney's buffet.
Don't you be fucking hating on my roots, Michael.
I love Shoney's buffet.
What the hell is Shoney's?
What?
How dare you? All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm gonna go make me a fucking sandwich.
I can't believe you don't know what Shoney's is.
Hold on, I gotta look this up.
Oh Jesus, fuck.
Their breakfast buffet is the bomb.
They don't have it around here though, do they?
Orlando, I think only
Not
now.
anymore. Not anymore. It used to be a staple around here.
I don't.
Yeah.
think I've been to Shoney's.
I used to go to Shoney's for the morning and Ryan's by night.
With their rolls.
God damn yes, dude.
My sister had them cater her wedding with their rolls.
Yeah, dude, no way. That's hilarious. Fucking
Yeah.
Ryan's Steakhouse fucking catered. That's
She
amazing.
sure did. She
There's
had
one,
the rolls.
dude, there's one
That's
in
like
Florida.
that's like getting married in like midday and having Waffle House cater brunch for a while.
She
Like,
had
that's the same fucking shit. It's the same shit. I love it.
y'all
That's
chicken,
amazing.
y'all's chicken, Ryan's rolls. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Shoney's
amazing. That's
Shoney's is in
amazing.
Orlando.
that's the only one in Florida. Shoney's was not really in any of the states that I used to
I
live
see
in.
2 of them.
No.
Oh, there's one.
I see 2 in Florida.
Where?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I got
The
the
shows
map.
evolve so fast.
Permanently closed. Oh, that one's closed down.
There you
now.
go. See?
Only the one.
Shoney's of Old Town in Kissimmee.
No,
Yeah.
We'll
Of
see
course,
you
there's
there.
one in Kissimmee because fucking that's the place where chains refuse to die. Because
Yeah.
everyone goes there from everywhere all the country. Like, okay, well, we at least have one of everything that has
That's
ever
where the last
existed in
Bennigan's
America.
was.
Yes, dude. One of everything that's ever existed still is there within fucking 20 minutes of goddamn Magic Kingdom. I promise. Promise. One of everything's still there. One of everything. All right. I gotta go. Speaking
That's
of
what we
walk,
keep
I'm
saying.
fucking
Okay.
hungry. All right.
All
It's been 15 minutes. Thanks, Mike, for hanging out to the very bitter fucking end. Maybe we'll see you when I get back from this road trip. And we'll be back next Monday.
I'll be back there. I'm gonna go next Thursday.
To Buffalo.
That's no, they should be back Tuesday, right?
Yeah, Anaheim and Buffalo.
Cool.
Tuesday, Thursday.
21st, I have a meet and greet.
Of course you do. Thanks for letting us know. No, you got all your other fucking friends. It's cool.
No, it's only you and one other person. That's it
Yeah, well,
for a meet and greet. And then I get the radio booth too. I just don't know what day I get the radio booth.
21st is 21st is a Tuesday. Yeah, I was like, wait, is that a Monday?
no, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Regular schedule next week, and then back to the
There's
dumb
no
schedule
Monday.
because it's a back-to-back with Detroit, Pittsburgh, and then Saturday,
Florida,
Sunday.
Pittsburgh, Buffalo.
Yeah.
So Anaheim game is when I get my meet and greet.
Well, it's for the 21st. Yeah.
I don't know when I get to
Let's
do
go.
the radio booth.
All right.
Bringing
Yeah.
back the challenge next week.
All right. Yeah, we didn't do it this
Bye.
week, but that's cool.
We didn't do last week either.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
All right. Yeah.
Adios.
Yeah.
See ya.
Special message from Miss.
An incredible comeback for the Lightning.
Doesn't really fit, but adios.
Whatever.
See ya.